It began like any other lazy Sunday. My wife, Emily, was sipping her chamomile tea while I skimmed the newspaper, keeping one eye on a squirrel attempting to raid our bird feeder. Then, out of nowhere, an unmarked black van screeched to a halt in front of our house, like something straight out of an action flick. 3 men in tactical vests leaped out, shouting HOA compliance enforcement as they charged up our driveway. Before I could even process what was happening, they yanked Emily off our porch swing and dragged her across the lawn, her tea mug still clutched in her hand. But here's the part that froze me in my tracks. She didn't scream or resist. She just turned, gave me a calm, deliberate wink, and that's when I realized I didn't really know the woman I'd married. Let me back up a bit. Our neighborhood, Maple Crest, is the kind of place where people bicker over hedge heights and plan potlucks with the precision of a military drill. Our local HOA, run by a woman named Lindays, that's her real name, has always acted like she's the queen of this suburban kingdom. She once fined us due law 54-yard debris because our cat left a toy on the steps. Another time, she told us to lower our noise levels during a cookout. I am not making this up. We figured it was just petty control freak nonsense, irritating but harmless. Emily usually brushed off Linda's antics. She was the steady type, rate with plants, vague about her past, something about dull desk jobs, and a wizard at fixing anything electronic in minutes flat. She taught yoga to the neighbors, grew rare tomatoes like it was her calling, and never flinched, not when the lights went out, not when a possum stole her sandal, and apparently not even when fake HOA goons hauled her into a van. The moment the van doors slammed shut and peeled away, I snapped into panic mode. I called the police, my voice shaking as I explained the abduction. The dispatcher listened patiently until I mentioned HOA enforcement. Her tone sharpened. "Sir," she said cautiously, "we've had reports of impersonators in your area. State officers are on the way." Impersonators? Who hires thugs to snatch people over HOA rules? I was still reeling from Emily's eerie composure. That wink wasn't fear. It was calculated, like she'd planned it. But why? I tried her phone, a voicemail. Texted, no reply. Then I spotted a blinking alert on our smart home hub. Maple protocol activated. I tapped it, and a hidden panel slid open behind our bookshelf, revealing a steel case with a biometric lock already disengaged. Inside was a sleek laptop, a black phone, and an envelope with my name in Emily's handwriting. Hands trembling, I opened the letter. "If you're reading this, I've been taken. Don't freak out. This is part of the plan." Part of the plan? I wasn't even in on it. It went on. "I know this is a shock, but I work for the CIA. I was retired technically, but Maple Crest is tied to an ongoing case. The HOA's into something huge. I'll explain later. For now, trust no one, especially Linda." My legs gave out. My wife was a spy, and the HOA wasn't just a nosy clique, it was a potential cover for something sinister. I fired up the laptop. It booted into a CIA portal, keyed to my face. A file popped up, Operation Nest Trap. I skimmed its surveillance clips, maps with marked spots around our neighborhood, dossiers on HOA board members. Linda's file was massive: bank records, trips to sketchy places, an invoice to a private security outfit, the fake cops, no doubt. They were mercenaries from Arizona, with a slick website that listed no real details. Then I saw another file, contingency plan, suburban sweep. Clicking it brought up a live satellite feed of Maple Crest. I watched the van turn down a wooded path near the clubhouse, recently closed for repairs. Following Emily's note, I grabbed the black phone and dialed the number she'd left. It rang once. "Mr. Carter," a woman answered. Yeah, who's this?" "I'm Rachel, with Emily's unit. She's safe for now. We're tracking her. Help's coming." "What's going on? Why's the HOA kidnapping people?" "It's not just an HOA," Rachel said grimly. "Linda's not who she seems. She's under watch for laundering cash through suburban setups, possibly tied to foreign groups. Emily volunteered to go undercover here. This whole place is a front." My throat went dry. What do I do? Stay put. Backup's near. And don't let any HOA people inside. She hung up. I turned in. There was Linda, standing on my lawn in her pastel cardigan, smiling like a crocodile, flanked by 2 of her fake enforcers. "Mr. Carter," she called, syrupy sweet. "We need to discuss your wife's recent violations." She wasn't here to chat. This was a standoff. Linda lingered on my lawn like she owned it, her HOA binder gripped like a weapon. Her 2 goons loomed behind her, Their vest slightly off-kilter and even had a toy arrow stuck to his boot. It'd be comical if I wasn't sure they were packing heat. I waved from the window, playing dumb, and she gave a curt nod before leaving. I bolted the doors, dropped the blinds, and paced, rereading Emily's letter. CIA. Linda laundering money. Our quaint little neighborhood a criminal hub. And Emily chill, tea-drinking wife was running the show, undercover, without a single hint. That wink wasn't courage, it was mastery. The phone buzzed. Rachel again. Help's in the area. Don't engage unless you have to. They're watching. I stepped onto the back porch, scanning the yard. Everything seemed normal, birds chirping, hammocks swaying until I noticed Mrs. Ellis, our neighbor, watering her flowers in a loop, signaling something. I waved. She flashed a quick gesture and ducked inside. That night, hyped on coffee, I slipped over to her place. She opened the door instantly. Get in there, sweeping again soon. Her house was a command center, screen showing the block, radios humming, files labeled, Operation Suburbia, Stage 2. You're, I whispered. She grinned. Part of Emily's team. Codename, Fern. Don't laugh, we all plants. I didn't. She explained Emily had prepped for this, activating a failsafe when they took her. You're step one, Fern said. She trusted you to be unpredictably a wild card. They'd tracked Emily to the clubhouse basement, disguised as a storm shelter. She'd let them take her, thanks to a GPS in her shoe. The team needed me to disable the security grid. Tied into our home system, Emily's tech hobby was counterintelligence wiring. Fern handed me a flash drive with a VY-Rus and pointed me to the shed behind the clubhouse. Simple, except it was the goons' hangout spot. The next day, I played it cool, took out the trash, waved at Linda, who eyed me like prey, and waited. When the guards took a snack break, I darted to the shed, picked the lock, thanks to Emily's romantic spy lessons, and plugged in the drive. The panel blinked green. I ran. That night, Emily's voice crackled through the phone. Nice work, babe. They're blind now. Extractions soon. Sorry I kept this quiet, I'll explain everything. The line cut. The next morning, Maple Crest looked unchanged, kids on bikes, lawns pristine, but I saw it differently. Every mailbox, every gnome could hide a camera. The clubhouse, with its cheery banners, masked a criminal lair. Fern texted. Extraction was that evening. My new job? Join undercover neighbors at the fake HOA budget meeting to stall Linda, while Emily's team breached from below. At dawn, I met the crew in a garage posing as a train workshop. Grumpy Ed, ex-Black Ops, Chatty Priya, multilingual gearhead, and our mailman, Sam, mail interceptor. They nodded me in with a muffin. CIA baked goods hit different. The plan. I'd pose as an annoyed resident, Priya would pack a flash bomb disguised as candy, Ed would jam comms, and Sam would watch the van. We'd keep Linda busy for 12 minutes during the meeting. Walking in, Linda greeted us with a predator's smile, handing me a massive agenda. Good to see you, Mr. Carter, she purred. I forced a grin. Just keeping my yard out of trouble. The meeting droned on fees, fence rules until I questioned a do law 14,000 sound system line. Linda faltered. 4 concerts, she lied. I pressed. In the basement? Her eyes flicker, she knew I knew. At 8 minutes, Priya dropped her purse, signaling the team was near. A buzz cut the Wi-Fi, Ed's work, and Linda bolted up. Meeting's over, she snapped, lunging for the exit. I blocked her. Leaving already? You're obstructing HOA rules, she hissed. And you're laundering cash, Karina Voss. Her mask fell. She signaled her men fake clerks with guns, but Priya's candy bomb flashed, blinding them. Chaos erupted. Sam locked the fire exit remotely, and a trapdoor burst open. Emily emerged, dusty, wielding a stun stick. Miss me, she taunted Linda, dropping her with a zap and a kick. Feds posing as gardeners swarmed in, cuffing Linda's crew. She glared, silent, as Emily quipped, stick to trash confines next time. The cover story was embezzlement. The truth was wilder. That night, on the porch swing, Emily sighed. I should have told you. I smirked. You did, spy style. She laughed, and for a moment, it felt normal until the new HOA guy, Greg, showed up the next day in shades, clutching a clipboard, oozing suspicion. Greg, in his pressed khakis and HOA logo polo, claimed he was the interim president, sent by upper management. His spiel about restructuring and surveillance adherence screamed cover-up. Emily caught a coded transmission from him private sector, tied to Linda's shell companies. They weren't done with Maple Crest. They wanted payback. That night, Emily rallied the real neighbors folks tired of petty fines and Linda's reign. Under our sensor-rigged string lights, she gave them the sanitized truth. The HOA was rotten, Greg was a plant, and we had to fight back. They didn't flinch, they got pissed. Old Mr. Hayes cursed Linda's wind chime ban. A woman griped about her too bright door. By dawn, we launched Phase 4. Home Guard. Hedges became shields, Wi-Fi looped fake feeds, kids ran lookout. It looked like a block party grills, music, but it was war prep. Greg's big reunification event came with fancy invites. We RSVP'd, packing tricks, UV mist and lanterns, glowing ink on handles, a mic wired to blast his own words. At the podium, mid-speech about unity, Greg hit a button to signal his crew. Instead, his voice boomed. Move on the targets if they don't comply. He froze, tried to laugh it off, but Mr. Hayes doused him with lemonade. Then the flamingos rigged with dye sprayed him pink as he ran. Viral by dusk. Linda's trial hit later. Fraud, laundering, militia charges. Emily got a quiet promotion. I became HOA prez, rewriting rules to ban goon squads. We threw a real party liberation lawn day with tacky decor and no fines. A month later, a trench-coated woman moved in, speaking Belarusian. Emily zest a lemon, unfazed. Coincidence? I asked. Maybe, she grinned. Keep the swing cam on. We were ready, Porch, flamingos, and all.